Following total atomic annihilation, the rebuilding of this great nation of ours may fall to you. That's why we here at Vault Boys WV will take you on an oral tour of the beautiful state of West Virginia. There's no other place to be better prepared for the impending fallout. Now we go live to our team of experts.
Hello and welcome to Vault Boys WV, a mutated podcast crossbreeding our shared history in Appalachia with the post-apocalyptic state in Fallout 76. I am your card-carrying cryptozoologist, Dave Chaffins, and joining me is my favorite son of a Mothman, Austin O'Connor. How we doing, Austin?
I need to get certified in something.
What kind of certification would you get if you could have certification?
I'm just gonna get CPR certified. You could be like
CPR certified.
CPR certified guest host.
You don't have to get CPR certified for work?
No.
Oh, I have to. I have to get CPR. Yeah, so I'm
never.
I mean, if you want my certification, you can have my certification.
I had to get CPR certified in high school in one of my health classes, and our final test to get our certification was he had the teacher had the dummy in front of the class.
Yes.
And we had to perform that, but he would try to distract us. And the man hit me in the head with a tennis ball 3 times, and then accidentally hit me in the head with a textbook. Got an A though.
Well, that's good.
So technically I was once CPR certified.
I mean,
so I could still save your life. I don't know. I don't know what the renewal process is with that. But,
I know how to not get CPR certified from watching The Office.
Yes.
That's the main way I know. Well, how have you been for the past 3 weeks? I haven't seen a hide nor hair of you.
I've been good.
Yeah,
I've been all right. It's been lots and lots of this is a shocker. Lots of travel.
You've been you're like a traveling man.
Went to Charlotte, had my 5K, finished, didn't die. That was fun. Overall, the 5K in total raised over, I believe, $150,000.
Wow!
Toward cancer research, which was awesome.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So that was cool. I went to Clarksburg.
What?
Yeah, one of my old buddies from high school and college moved from El Paso. He was in El Paso and moved to Clarksburg.
Whoa!
And so I went up there, spent some time. Went to Morgantown. Went to Cooper's Rock. Had never been to Cooper's Rock before. My friend thought that it was named after D.B. Cooper. I said, Brandon, that is on the other side of the country.
No go.
Yeah. But yeah, it's pretty cool. I found out that Cooper's Rock was named after a fugitive, though. This is why I thought it was D.B. Cooper. It was a fugitive that hid in that forest, and there are caves that he hid in underneath where the overlook is on top of the rock. At the bottom of the rock, there's a cave.
Did he have a whole setup down there?
Yeah, and he would sell goods. He was I don't know what a Cooper is, but that's what he said. But
a Cooper is somebody that makes barrels.
Yeah. So I guess that was what it was. But the listing said that he hid out in that forest for years and would sell his goods and would create and craft and everything. And he hid out there. And I don't know if they ever found him, but it was it's kind of cool. So I don't think Cooper's Rock's in the game, but it's right outside of Morgantown.
Well, cooping as a cooper,
a cooping cooper
is pretty lucrative. It's a pretty lucrative job.
Yeah.
You can sell. Forgot how much you could sell a barrel. It's each barrel that you make is $1,000 or something like that. Just because if you make it correctly, if you have the right wood, if you have all the right stuff, and you start selling it to places that use alcohol, you're gonna get they're gonna get a lot of value out of that, because what a lot of them do is buy high, especially in Kentucky. They'll buy their barrels at a pretty high price and then sell them to the UK because they have Kentucky has a much harder hitting bourbon than most everywhere else.
Some pretty good stuff.
And they'll sell them to the Scotch places in Ireland and stuff. And so the Scotch places in Ireland benefit from it because they get actual nice barrels that have only had whiskey in them, bourbon, I suppose, not whiskey. It's what is it? Like agave tequila is only
agave.
Bourbon is the agave tequila. It's like bourbon to Kentucky. It's like agave tequila to Tequila, Mexico, which is the real place.
Well, so it was a Cooper.
Cooper.
I'm now aware of what a Cooper is. Gulper. Mm-hmm. So that's cool, but yeah. So I did that. I can't really think of too many other things that have happened. What about you? What have you been up to?
I went ziplining at the New River Gorge.
That's good. Was that your first time ziplining?
That was my first time ziplining. We did. It was 5 different zip lines. 2 kind of easy ones. 2 medium ones.
Yeah.
And then we did the adrenaline.
Yeah.
Which is from the highest point in Fayette County, and you go 60, 70 miles an hour.
Yeah. That one's pretty cool from what I've heard. I haven't done that one, but it's pretty crazy.
That one was freaking awesome. I don't know. I was like a little anxious, but I wasn't scared. Like,
yeah.
It wasn't.
You get nerves, but I think once you get up there and you start doing a couple of them, you calm down. You get relaxed a little bit more.
It was interesting talking to some of the people that were there. There was a group of 3 from Ohio that just drove down to spend the weekend, and a group from DC.
Is this at AOTG?
Well, you're using the acronym.
Adventures on the Gorge?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. Mm-hmm. I'm just so used to calling it that. But yeah, so it's like the Gorge is just such an awesome place. And like the fact that they have...
Yeah, Adventures on the Gorge is really nice. I was surprised at how nice it was.
Yeah.
It's like kind of like glamping.
That's the cool thing about both of them. So like Adventures on the Gorge and there's Ace Adventure Resort. Like they both have so much, like there's tons of options for people to like, you can like actually camp, you can get a cabin, you could get sort of more of like a luxurious stay. There's like pools, zip lines, rock walls, rafting trips. Like it's literally whatever sort of adventure you're looking for, they have it. It's awesome. Like mountain biking and like I said, zip lining, whitewater rafting. There's
a bunch
hiking
of
trails. I mean, I think they have ATV tours. Like they have pretty much stand-up paddleboarding trips. Like most things.
That's
what
we want to do. Is we want to do like because Selena can't really swim that well, and so we want to do like a kayaking kind of situation. We want to be like kayak people. You know, we got a Jeep already.
Yeah,
we want to put.
I want to get a kayak.
And
I really do.
And then you go camping. You get your tent. You camp, and then every day you get into your boat, and you get maybe a little 6-pack, and then you just start paddling around.
Dude, it's the way to be.
Looking at everything.
I've thought about getting a kayak. My problem is I have a Subaru that doesn't have a rack on it. So it's like I'd have to get that. I
need a rack. Well, no.
With a Jeep, you're probably a little bit better off because you probably already have like the bar.
Yeah,
like
we got the bars and
right?
everything. Yeah,
you
so
could tie it down with that.
Yeah.
I don't have any kids. I have a Legacy, so like I don't have anything on top of my Subaru. So I would just have to buy a rack.
You just put it in your back seat and stick it out your window. Whack some cars on the way down.
I think I'm going whitewater rafting soon though, and I've never been.
I want to go.
I'm looking forward to it. My mom will definitely have an aneurysm if I do, but
that's like fun. A lot of people like if like post college or after high school or stuff do the circuit of whitewater rafting guide in the like summer, spring, and then the fall and winter. They're at the ski resorts.
Yep, for real. That's like a real thing. I'd always heard that, but I didn't believe that was such a prevalent thing here. But you'll see a lot of people. You go to snowshoe, and you're like, didn't I see you in Fayetteville over the summer? Like they just go, like you said, they just go back and forth. It's cool. I mean, a lot of people in West Virginia obviously love outdoor adventure, and it's if that's the type of thing you're into, it's the perfect place because it's all year long. You can get it. So
I went and did that. Went ziplining for our anniversary. Had a delightful time.
You guys should do the pipe stem one.
Well, we're gonna get a pipe stem here in August, so that might.
You should sign up. I think a lot of times they'll have like discount codes too for like $15 off.
That's pretty good.
And it's like it's a 3-hour tour. Oh, 3-hour tour. Yeah, it's a 3-hour tour, and it's like with the discount it would be like $85.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's a very cool. There's like 9 zip lines on it.
That's cool.
And you go over the Bluestone River Gorge, which is pretty cool. 300 feet over the water. It's pretty sweet. You guys would like it, and it's close to home. So
that was the only time I've ever seen a turkey. Was I went to Pipestone, I saw a turkey.
Yeah, there's a lot of turkey there.
Got a turkey.
I saw you went to a wedding.
I went to a wedding. Went to our buddy Nathan's wedding.
Yeah.
Had a nice little wedding. It was out there in Princeton. It was in between Beckley and Princeton.
Yeah, I saw like the tag, and I was looking at that location. I didn't know that was like a thing, that place, but it looked nice.
Yeah, it was nice. It like got in there. It felt like kind of like Winterfell in Game of Thrones. Like it was like a summer version of Winterfell where you had the tables lined like long ways.
Yeah.
And then the wedding party sat at the front with a table that faced outward.
That's pretty cool.
So it was like...
It's like a long, like looking at each other from each side type of thing.
Kinda, yeah. And they had a nice little outdoor wedding. It was out there though. It was a little bit out there.
I'm going to a wedding this weekend at Snowshoe. Or Top of the World.
Top of the world.
Top of the world. Yeah, I'll be there this weekend. I've only ever been there in the winter, so I'm excited to see because they are a year-round adventure / resort destination. That made no sense. I'm interested to see, and it's 4,848 feet above sea level, so that's. They like to call it 4848. Just a little insider info.
Whoa. They're up there. Hashtag 4848.
Hashtag 4848. So, yeah.
So, Austin, if you didn't know, we got some Fallout news this week.
I did not know.
Yeah, it's just a little bit.
You told me not to watch E3 so that you could, like, tell me the news and get, like, a live reaction. So I didn't watch E3.
You didn't watch...
I don't know anything. I've been off of Twitter for a week.
Oh, really?
Facebook,
I think
everything.
I can disprove that pretty quickly.
I haven't even been online.
You haven't even been on Zynga.
I've just gone home from work every day, and I just sit on my couch and just stare at the wall, and then about 9 o'clock, I go, it's time. And I go and lay down and go to sleep. Yeah. So I'm excited to get today over with and talk about this so that I can go back to my normal
back to your
life.
regularly scheduled activities.
Yeah. Which just includes still sitting on my couch, just staring at my TV instead of staring at the wall. And then about 9 o'clock, I say it's time, and I go get in bed and I go to sleep. I don't actually do that. I just want everyone to know.
Well,
I wait until about 11 o'clock, and then I say it's time.
I was about to say. Yeah. 9 o'clock's a little early.
9's pushing it. What do you think I am, some kind of weirdo?
Yeah. So, Austin, there are two big old announcements.
Okay. Let's hear it.
We're going to talk about. First of all,
real live reaction.
First of all, and I'm going to do in reverse order of how they revealed it.
Okay.
Because it's going to make more sense.
All right, yeah. I definitely don't know either of these things, so lay it on me.
You got nuclear winter.
Okay. Whoa, what?
Nuclear winter.
Okay.
Nuclear. And I thought it was hilarious.
Let's hit the George
first
W.
of all,
Bush.
well, there are guys that are in Texas they're working out of Texas, and they said nuclear, and I was like, that's exactly how George W. Bush says nuclear. Like nuclear. That's pretty good.
All right, so nuclear winter. So tell me, what is it? I don't know.
It is Fallout 76's official Battle Royale.
What?
And we've just sat down. We tried to record it. There was a little bit of issue, and we played a little bit of...
I don't know. I'm just learning of this.
The jig is up. You've been found out. This is the police wee-woo. You have been found out.
Plead the fifth.
This isn't Catch Me If You Can.
Fifth. Remember that Chappelle Show skit? Huh? 1, 2, 3, 4. Fifth. All right, whatever. It's okay. So I knew the whole time. You found me out.
I did.
You caught me. Remember that from WWE when Vince McMahon came out and he took the mask off and he's like, "It was me, Austin. It was me all along."
Yeah, that's good.
I don't know why I just thought of that. That made me think of that. I just wanted to share that with our loyal listeners.
Yes. So, new Battle Royale mode. I looked this up, and it was they have a dev diary that's like a 2-minute little video. A dev diary.
Dev diary.
And apparently, the story is that people have been nuking Appalachia so much that it's created firestorms that slowly engulf the region. I was like, so why is there a firestorm? It's like, everyone has launched so many nukes. Oh, there's lore. Look at that. It's a new battle royale mode, much similar to other battle royale modes, except is very Fallout-esque.
Yeah.
Obviously, being in a Fallout game.
I would hope so. Yeah.
I have played a good deal of it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm now. Well, I just with your help hit rank 8.
Nice.
So far as the items you could use in there, you could go up to rank 101. I'm curious.
Well, we're on our way.
We're on our way.
We're getting there.
And it's out right now this week in a sneak peek, along with a free trial of Fallout 76. So if you haven't played Fallout 76 and you're listening to this podcast, which was going to be like really a shock, if you haven't played Fallout 76 and are listening to this podcast, email in and be like, "What's up?"
Yeah. So it is. I had a feeling they were going to do this.
I think everybody kind of had.
It's like it made sense. Like it's just that's the way of the world.
Yeah.
But it's I mean it's fun, and I didn't obviously like you said we did just try to record us playing it and me playing it for the first time.
We're gonna go at it again.
We'll do it again, but it was definitely a. It's just. I feel like it was a little bit harder, but actually also easier at the same time. Because the controls, it's still a Fallout game, and obviously Fallout isn't necessarily as combat-based as the other Battle Royale games are. Because they are full combat-based.
Right.
So it's a little bit different, and it is a little bit harder, but I think in that way, it's actually a little more fun.
Yeah, I think that from my experience and just my initial impression is that you can get the jump on people, and once you have the jump on somebody, you're good to go.
You're good. Yeah, and that's the thing is like I feel like anybody can be good at this if you just go about it. Some of it's luck, obviously, because any battle royale game, it's going to depend on what you get.
There's a luck piece in there, the gear and the spawn.
Yeah,
and
but
everything.
it's fun. I liked it, and I think that it's something it brings that into the world of Fallout, which a lot of people obviously have spent a lot of. I cannot stop yawning today. Have spent a lot of time in the Fallout world. So it's just so crazy to see it in this way now, and it's just very unique. So,
I think it's interesting their choice of map, and so the first one is around the New River Gorge area within the game. Flatwoods and Sutton, I think, are around there. I'm curious. I bet you that they'll try to move that.
Oh, well, that's the thing. They have where like Fallout and PUBG and these other games have their set map, and that one map changes. Fallout has such a huge map that's already built out that they could use. That maybe each round, they could place you in different sections of the map.
Like I think a Watoga map would be really interesting because you've got that city there.
Yeah.
But then outside of it, you've got all those trenches.
Yeah. That would be cool.
A Mire map would be spooky AF.
That would be like hide and seek, man. That would be
and like all centered around Harper's Ferry.
Yeah. There's a lot you would have to think that they're going to do more than just a New River Gorge area. Like,
I bet you they're going to do a Greenbrier one.
They'll probably do every region,
or a White Spring, whatever.
Yeah, I think there will definitely be more. I mean, and from everything I've seen, this has been super well received, even from people that have typically hated on Fallout.
I think a lot of Twitch streamers are really picking it up, which I think is what, I think that's what Bethesda kind of wanted is kind of an uptick in that. And truthfully, in my experience, it is a better PvP experience than either adventure, which is no longer PvP, or survival. I think that putting everybody in the same playing field with the same guns, like where it's there's no like weird perks, there's no legendary stuff. Right. It's all really good, but even having like some of the things that I think are interesting. Number one is still having enemies from the game in it,
so it adds a little bit of a.
It's like, is it you see an enemy and you're like, is that a player? Like on your map,
makes it a little trickier.
Is that a player? Is that a mutant hound?
Right.
You haven't gotten to the very end of a round yet, but at the end, there's always a scorch beast that comes in and starts flying down, and that's kind of kooky. And then you'll see teams like trying to attack the scorch beast, and if you're alone or something, you can see where they are just by their attacks.
Yeah, so there's a little more strategy in it. Then.
Yeah. So having the nukes is another good thing that I like.
Yeah.
I've only experienced it once where somebody was able to collect all the different cards and make your Pokemon deck to launch a nuke. and that was you hear the sirens go off, and you're like, in the game, it's like, oh, you got like 3 minutes to get out of there, and then it's gonna hit. This one, it's like sirens go off, and you better start running.
Yeah,
and you better go.
Oh,
and you can't go back into that area unless you have a hazmat suit.
Ooh, so
because then it's high. It's high radiation damage.
Well, as you mentioned, I guess you talked about PvP. That like leads into the other announcement, I guess, that they made at E3, which was.
What are you talking about?
It was huge. It like I think is another thing that I think most people expected, and I'm not like not gonna lie.
I think people didn't necessarily expect.
They hoped for it.
They definitely wished for it.
You, I think, somehow looked into the future because you literally on Twitter called everything that they.
I don't know how I'm like. I wish that I could get a degree in that, and that would help me because so far. As far as our predictions, like our like solid predictions have been incredibly on point. So I tweeted out probably like 3 or 4 days before the conference that there will be a human NPCs are coming to Fallout 76, and in the trailer they will show dialogue in the Fallout 3 style. And I specifically said that. Because I didn't expect them to go and like I was thinking, are they going to do it like Fallout 4?
Yeah.
And they're not going to get a bunch of voice actors to come and voice like the different combinations of everything.
Right.
For your particular character.
So here's my question, I guess, where I haven't done enough research into that.
Yes.
Are they going to still have online PvP adventure mode? And then like a separate adventure mode just with the NPCs, or is it all going to come in together?
It seems like that it is an evolving world.
Yeah,
that this is an evolving universe that this all takes place in. So like, Destiny 2 is a great example. Starts with the Traveler is destroyed. Spoiler alert for Destiny 2. The Traveler is destroyed, and over the course of the game, you're regaining outposts, you're regaining stuff, and so things just are automatically changed because you haven't reached there yet. This seems like it's just going to be included within the game, which I think will be very good. I'm curious if they'll go and tweak anything to the original main quest.
It's just going to extend just like a whole new quest to start, right? Basically, like just new.
Yes, it's going to be a whole new thing. How hype are you though for actual?
I'm excited. I mean, because obviously I love the game, but I think that was my biggest gripe was that sometimes it did feel really lonely.
Yeah,
and just the fact of having that, it's just such a good filler. I think that like. If you, I think it'll make the game seem smaller, but in a good way. Because sometimes the game seems too big because it is just such an open, like quiet.
I think that what it was missing is characters, and I'm not just saying that like
it helps push a story when you have that.
If you have a character that you're like, how many Paladin dance memes are out there? Like they're very
or like Preston
good.
Garvey, like
Preston, another
such
settlement.
and such needs your help,
right? Adding in just characters to the story, to the game, I think is gonna really rock the world.
I think they did a good job with robots being able to drive a story, but I just feel like they made it almost too hard on themselves. I feel like it's easier when you have human NPCs to help push that narrative and push what they're trying to do.
It's so smart to have those dialogue trees too. In there because
it just gives
then
you more choices on stuff.
Well, everyone wants to build their own story, and that's the whole that's the whole point behind.
That's what I loved about the other Fallout games is you have decisions that have consequences, and I think they touched on that, right?
They said
they will have consequences,
choices and consequences for your character. You also have. They mentioned this. You'll be getting companions, so you'll be getting allies. That
would be cool. I always liked that. It makes it feel less empty when you're not playing with. Because obviously, when you're playing with your friends, that's when the game's at its best.
Yes,
because you have friends and you have people to go along with you.
Yes.
This will kind of give you that filler when you're having to play alone. That you're not alone, and it makes the game feel just a little more comfortable. I think.
Yes, I think that they've talked, and I think Todd Howard. I watched an interview. It was talking about Fallout 76 and what it is. And they're seeing it more as a platform to build off of.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Which is kind of exciting. So it seems like that gonna spend time making solo, like classic Fallout stuff in this mode, this like adventure mode. But then they're gonna try to do some interesting things with PvP, like just like throwing together a battle royale mode. And
I mean, we're 7 months into the game, and it's been like every few months we're getting something new, and then
every month we're getting something that really changes the game.
Yeah, like it's exciting because they're doing. It had a bad start, I'll admit. I mean, and I understood a lot of the complaints. I didn't. I mean, I liked the game, but I know a lot of people.
Buggy. I mean, it was
definitely
we were
buggy.
laughing at the bugs.
Yeah, we definitely had some fun with that, but it's like they are definitely playing the long game. Like they know what they can do with it in a year, and then going into another year, and then probably another year. Like they can continue just to evolve it, and then who knows how long they can run this one. But I'm sure they have a team constantly working on updating this and fixing this stuff. But I'm sure there will, in the meantime, they'll also have some teams working on development for another Fallout game eventually. So it's like they're giving themselves plenty of time.
I don't even know if they do they really want to go and make another Fallout game right now until they get Elder Scrolls 6 in, which seems like that's going to be later on. I think they're allowing this to be a platform. They're saying, hey, you know what? We're going to keep on telling Fallout stories through this platform. Yeah. You know, and you would assume it's not going to be in West Virginia forever. Yeah. I would imagine that next year they're going to come to E3 and they're going to have some like actual expansion that goes along with the story.
Which, like, hopefully maybe if they even have another map, you can still be in West Virginia if you want to, or like maybe they expand it and the map's just bigger. Is that what you're
that's
saying?
What is it just have a bigger map?
I mean, because they've already got this built.
Right.
It's like now you can just take more time to build even more, work it in with the servers, and then you just have like this massive game that just continues to get better. But all I'm saying is, if they don't want to make like a new Fallout game, all they need to do is just remaster Fallout 3 in the meantime.
They need to put a Fallout on the Switch. I don't even care.
Give us Fallout New Vegas. Give us Fallout 3.
Give us Fallout 1 or 2. Heck yeah, put it on the Switch.
Give us something. Because that game I feel like would be really easy to put on the Switch, the first Fallouts. Like the computer. I mean, that would be interesting, and that would be something that I would actually be more apt on.
To finish this. I haven't finished 1 or 2. I've played both of them because they were free back in December or what have you. But I do have something interesting to share.
Okay.
Continuing with our discussion on the new Wastelanders thing, I have went down and I've broken down the trailer. like it's a game. Are you familiar with Game Explain?
Oh yes. They turn a 30-second trailer into a 19-minute video.
Yes. So I have assembled my notes. These 2 pages are all the trailer.
Good grief.
And I have found out some very interesting stuff that you will be like,
okay,
hold up a second.
Let's hear it.
So we'll start at the beginning.
Okay.
First of all, Overseer starts. The lady Overseer is narrating. I haven't written down exactly what she says, but she said that it's been some time.
She said it's not what we expected at all. Right. I remember that.
This is not what we expected. It's been some time since the doors opened to Vault 76.
Yeah.
They show off. The first thing that's new that they show off is a lady holding a bow, a vault bow, and so there's going to be actual bows instead of just crossbows. You're going to have archery. So your whole like sneaky archer meme, you can start on that now. You can start being the sneaky archer.
I think you need to do it. You need to be the first.
I'm going to. Yeah. The next thing that they show off is somebody in the river, a vault dweller, panning for gold. It looks like they have like a little plate and they're picking it up and they're dipping into the river and they're looking through it. But it might not be gold. I was thinking it might be ultracite. I think that
it could be.
Like that's like a better element, better mineral than gold. So you're starting to see some of the different stuff. The next thing you see is the Aaron Holt homestead is completely visually reworked. And you see more lights, more little structures. It seems like they've added on to this house in the game. And we see our first settler, Daniel, drinking coffee.
Okay. Coffee, yeah.
So Daniel says, "Are you from the vault? Are you from the vault? Can you help us?" And then you have different options of what you can say. 2 of the options are related to your special points. One being a perception and a charisma. So for your perception, it's something about this doesn't add up. What gives? That's like you're perceiving the situation. Your charisma one is Sure, we can help each other if you make it worth my while. Your other two options are more affirmative and negative. The affirmative is, of course, we're all in this together. And when I thought about that, I thought about we're all in this
High School Musical.
Yeah, I thought about that. And then your negative is, I look like a charity to you.
Oh man!
So you can be. It seems like that you can be mean too.
Wow.
You're having to
Sometimes you got to be.
Kind of choose a side. Daniel goes on to say, we've traveled pretty far, heard that there's hope here in Appalachia, folk rebuilding, fighting back. We will fight too, right by your side. So it seems like that's alluding to not only people have thought about maybe robot companions, but it seems like you have the ability to have some human companions. And that's when you see multiple people, it looks like settlers, attacking a new raider location near one of the giant power lines in the Cranberry Bog. Then you see a shot of the Crass space station, as it is in the game. And then it transitions into a completely reworked, looks like a city.
Like a settlement.
Yeah, like an actual like Fallout-esque, like a Megaton-esque settlement that is built around this weird thing. It's like classic Fallout, which is getting me hype. The next thing you've seen, you hear a voice say, "We've been everywhere, seen everything, and the one thing we've learned is you got to claim the wasteland before it claims you."
That's very profound.
And then it shows a raider that's talking to you underground, possibly in the Cranberry Box. So this is you've got the settler idea of we've come here to rebuild. The raiders are like, we've seen this.
Yeah.
We've got to conquer this before it conquers us. So it's not like a good guys, bad guys. It's like a act now, or like put down roots, try to grow things, try to do stuff, or we've got to go out there. We've got to take this place over. We've got to react to the situation. It also shows a bunch of times dwellers, people working on stuff, like using a blowtorch on the side of a building. And I wondered if that was alluding to like helping to build settlements or something.
Right.
I'm curious if that'll be a part of it. It shows off a new power armor. It kind of looks like it's in they show it first in this ultrasight infused underground area, and it looks like it's some sort of excavator helmet. It looks like that helmet with this like big bulky ultrasight-y armor. And it's walking towards a red tower. This is inside that cave. It's a red tower on an island with ultrasight all around it, and it's got these little flags there. And you can't tell what's on the flags, but it looks like it's the Brotherhood of Steel.
Ah.
There you go. Get now.
See, I'm so excited about just like having raiders to shoot at, and just it's gonna just feel more like a Fallout game.
Yes.
Just the one thing it was missing, I think.
The next thing you see is a monster that has long legs.
Oh yeah, that thing gave
3
me
different
nightmares,
heads.
man.
You know what my brain thought?
What?
That's got to be a cryptid.
Yeah.
You know what I found out?
Is it a cryptid?
It's a cryptid. And it is a deep, deep cut of West Virginia. It is like the deepest of cuts for West Virginia. And I've looked over this monster a number of different times. There are no actual like depictions of the monster that we're talking about. I just know that it's the monster based on the actual description of the account of it.
Tell me about it.
I would like to talk to you about the Vegetable Man.
What? The Vegetable Man.
Yes. The Vegetable Man was said to be a very tall, arguably over 7 feet, thin, semi-human shape. It also appeared to be partially plant-based and possessed large ears with striking eyes that oscillated in colors, going from red to yellow rapidly. In the trailer, you can see those eyes. Its arms were thin and gave the impression of reeds by a riverbank. So you see those long arms going through there, going through the river. And on the ends of its long fingers were suction cups, which had thorns protruding from them. And you can tell at the bottom of its feet, it's got these kind of things that jut out a little bit, and they look like suction cups in the river.
Listen, I got to tell you something. I don't like it one bit.
So I have the account of from our good friend Jennings Frederick. So in 1968, in the woods around Fairmont, West Virginia, Jennings Frederick was out for a hunt. As he moved through the woods in search for game, Frederick heard an odd noise. It sounded like a record player running faster than it should, a sort of high-pitched jabbering. When he tracked down the source of the sound, he came face to face with the creature. Jennings would go on to say that the being looked weakened, sickly. The jabbering increased. Suddenly, he could make out words, hints at a telepathic communication. He said, the monster said, "You need not fear me. I wish to communicate. I come as a friend. We know of all. I come in peace. I wish medical assistance. I need your help." With that, the creature lunged at him and wrapped Frederick up in its surprisingly strong arms. Frederick was unable to break away from the embrace as the creature pierced his skin with thorns on its fingers. While it drained blood from him, Frederick found himself enthralled by flashing colors of the creature's eyes. Then, almost as quickly as it pounced, the vegetable man raced away up a hill. Frederick then claimed to hear a deep humming from the other side of the hill. He surmised that it might be the sound of the creature's ship taking off, implies that he felt the monster was of extraterrestrial origin. To date, the 1968 counter is the only sighting of the vegetable man.
So he claimed that he meant no harm, and then immediately lunged.
Well, he was probably like, "Don't worry, I've just got to do this. I've got to suck your blood real quick. I need it.
I mean, that's like
I come in peace."
kind of terrifying though, at the same time, I feel like.
So that's all that I've gathered on the vegetable man. It seems like that it is their take on it. I've looked through literally hundreds of cryptid descriptions.
Well, that's what I was looking at this one of it. And I mean, that's like pretty terrifying.
Yes.
If I saw something like that, I would probably immediately just spontaneously combust. Like I would just die. That's pretty. That's gonna haunt me. That might be scarier than injured cold.
Vegetable man. So that's what's coming. One of the things that's coming with Wastelanders. So
It's gonna be fun. I think that'll be.
That's all. This is a take though. I don't think anybody else has figured this out. We're the first people.
Listen, Bethesda, if Dave is right about this, just please let us know, because
please send us.
I need to know, because now I'm intrigued. Or you could like make us NPCs.
Yes,
like I think it's a fair trade.
Here's the thing. Here's what I would love to do.
Yeah.
Here's like the penultimate goal.
Other
than getting somebody to talk about their trip through West Virginia doing research.
Yeah.
Which I would love to have. Other than that, I want to sign an NDA with Bethesda, to which I make an augmented reality game about one of their upcoming expansions, in which I will go out and I will hide the clues across West Virginia and make the puzzles and do all the different things and tell a story and do this ARG. That's my pitch. I'll sign it. Sign me up.
Sign till delivered.
I'll do it for what do you want? Travel expense, some materials. I'll do a minimum wage. Easy. Done. Moving on to the rest of the trailer. The Raider still speaks. The question is, are you with us? And it shows these Raider-esque characters at the downed space station settlement, or with them. And it shows the clean-cut settlers at the Aaronhold homestead.
So you get to be a Raider if you want to now.
Or you can be a settler.
So it really is continuing the theme of joining your faction you want to join.
And it seems
but
like
more so in a real way now.
It seems like that they have taken the response of the Raiders in Nuka World with Fallout 4, where they seem too aggressive and too evil. It seems like the Raiders in this game are more like reactionary to situations and are reacting and just trying to grasp at things rather than thinking things through and being proactive and kind of settling things like the settlers.
You maybe more so understand where they're coming from now, it seems like.
Yes.
Possibly.
So it goes on to say human NPCs return. There's a new main quest with choice and consequences and new weapons and gear. Then there's an animated visual that goes along with this. I tweeted out today. And it has this Exo-1 power armor that's Raider style, and it's shooting a plasma caster, which is a return weapon from previous Fallout games. We haven't seen one since I think 3 in New Vegas had plasma casters. And then it shows that there's a rolled vault door that has 79 on it. So somebody or something is related to Vault 79. Whether it's people coming from it, whether there's something we've got to go find in Vault 79. Vault 79. I think it's just 76, but the 6 is turned upside down. We can be, instead of Vault Boys, we'll be Vault Poise.
I think that's like a Drake lyric. Turn the 6 upside down. It's a 9 now. I'm pretty sure that's a Drake lyric.
I like that.
You're an Aubrey Graham fan. Look at you.
Yes. So we've got a big year of updates ahead of us.
We do.
I mean, what do you? I feel a lot more. Here's the thing. I feel a lot more hopeful for this game.
I do too. I think, and this isn't meant in a way that's meant to trash 76. I just think that a lot of the complaints were warranted that a lot of people had. I maybe didn't necessarily have the same complaints, and I was okay with things, but I understood where people were coming from. Mm-hmm. I think that they're responding to it very well, though. At the same time, I think that the things they're doing and this stuff. One, I'm personally excited. You know me. I even told you. I thought there needed to be NPCs, human NPCs. I'm excited for it. I feel like they're going in a really good direction with it, and it makes me excited to see, they could build upon so much of the things they're doing right now and what they're about to do. So yeah, who knows in another 7 months where they're at, and like we mentioned, possibly there's a bigger map. I mean, in the same way they previously did DLC, maybe they just extend the map. You know what I mean? And just give us more. Maybe they go back to the pit because it's just a little north of Morgantown.
Maybe they go back to DC.
Maybe somehow they pull in the Capital Wasteland,
and they start doing. I could see them doing that now. Looking, they're getting very ambitious.
Yeah, I think that,
and they're devoting a lot of resources to that, and it's awesome.
Yeah, I would pay extra for a DLC to go to the Capital Wasteland.
My thinking is that if this Battle Royale mode gets popular, I think that they could do a season pass with it.
Yeah.
As an actual way that maybe you buy the season pass and you get atoms for every rank that you rank up in the you get whatever the reward was plus an amount of atoms. And so I
agree.
You're paying for if you get enough ranks, you would get more atoms than you'd actually if you do for $20 or something.
Yeah.
And you make 20 ranks equal to that amount of atoms or whatever.
I'm impressed with the Battle Royale from what I played. And you said, I agree. I think it's probably one of the least buggy things that I've encountered in a Bethesda game. It ran perfectly. For several games, there was no lag. There were no issues.
The only thing that I can say is that I wish the queuing was better once you're done, because you have to go back into the menu and then you got to go back and reselect the mode. Right. I wish that you could just immediately get placed in the lobby,
which I'm sure they'll probably address that. I would think
that's.
I just wonder once this test is over, how long it'll be before it's actually.
I don't think it's that long.
It can't be.
I don't think that they can take it away.
I mean, if Fallout, they did the beta. And a week later, pretty much, the actual game came out. It'll probably be something like that if they do actually take it away.
I think that they're not. I think that next week they're going to be like, you all liked it so much, we're leaving it here. We're tweaking it a little bit. I think that it's going to be in beta, just like how survival mode is in beta. But frankly, it's a lot more polished than. Yeah. Frankly, it's a lot more polished than even games like PUBG. Frankly.
Fortnite
has
too.
Fortnite has its
good,
its zone. It's in there, but
PUBG is a little
really good Battle Royale game.
And it's just such a different experience.
It feels more like the Hunger Games. Than
it's such
Fortnite.
a dystopian
right. Well, you've got the actual in the Hunger Games. There's actual fire. That encroaches. You've got actual monsters in the woods.
Yeah, I mean it's
stealth is viable. You can there's bushes. There's different you don't. It's not like it's all cartoony where you can't really hide. You can hide pretty well, and you can sneak past somebody pretty well.
Oh, 100%. And the thing with this is it really does give you, it's still the Fallout experience, but it's just so different. It's just you're still in that world, but it's just a completely new I forget that I've played other Battle Royale games so frequently playing that because it's just like a different feel of Battle Royale. I like it. I think it's going to be good. I'm just, those are two big things to be excited about, NPCs and
they're covering it from all angles.
Yeah. God only knows. I mean, that's like we said, there's going to be more. I mean, I'm sure there's going to be more.
Well, we've got raids coming this summer. They're opening those vaults that are in the game. They've confirmed that. So you're gonna have some interesting single player stuff.
And you don't have to pay for any of it. It's all you free. Have the game. Boom, you're in.
Like it's all free.
That's awesome. I think they're gonna get a lot of people buying the game.
I think they're gonna build a really strong foundation for this game.
I think so too. And it's it's definitely. I'm impressed. I was happy to see when I watched the video from E3. I was like, okay, this is exactly what they needed to do.
Yes. Yes, I would have been there. I would have been cheering. I would have been like,
we need to go to E3 one year.
We do.
We need to go. I've never been. I've always wanted to go.
Yeah, we should. We need to go to something that they're at.
Yeah.
Like figure out what they go to. Go to the
we
place
just be
they
roadies.
go to.
Just follow them to all their events.
I would be Bethesda heads.
I was gonna say like deadheads.
Like
we could
deadheads,
be. Yeah,
we can do that.
I like it. I think we should.
Let's get a lot of money and let's do that. Let's just make that.
Let's just retire and just follow them around.
Play Fallout and Elder Scrolls, and we'll just follow them around. Play some Doom.
I'm cool with it. I'm totally cool with it.
Me too. All right. Well, I think that's it for today. If you like the podcast, please go on iTunes, give us a 5-star review on there. We'd really appreciate that. It helps all of our metrics and all of that crazy little BS that we all look for, and it helps other people find the podcast. It can only be a good thing. So we'd really appreciate it if you give us a 5-star review, as well as tell your friends about the podcast. You probably got some friends that are maybe looking to play it, or excited, heard about it, or like, oh, I heard that's good again. Let them know that we've got you covered. We can do an in-depth analysis on every trailer that comes out. Where I talk
We're going to start making.
Where I talk about vegetable men.
Vegetable men.
Yes.
I'm going to see that in my nightmares tonight.
Yes. And email us at vaultboyswv@gmail.com, as well as join our Discord. All of those links, all of that stuff are in our description of this episode that you can find anywhere online.
Mm-hmm. And I think most importantly, I think people need to remember one thing.
What?
That from Holler to Highway, we've got them covered 6 ways to Sunday.
There we go.